Okay, what's going on,
There we go.
LBHT crew? Oh, B, struggling already.
I'm not struggling. That was your fault.
B still in Japan. What is going on, B? What is going on, Yolanda? Welcome back.
Thank
Not
you so
much.
much for having me. How's
Of
everyone
course,
tonight on this wonderful Wednesday?
we're doing great. It is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everybody in the chat. Hope your week is going well, but if not, hopefully it gets better starting right now. We are streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. Did you know we can stream on Instagram now?
I did know that we got many emails about that. StreamYard, Restream, the other one. They all do it now.
You know what's going on? Instagram was very snobby about how they allowed streaming on their platform for a long time, right? Now they got TikTok out there. You got some other competition. Now they're not so picky. Now they're just like, no, stream however you want to stream. No, you can put it on StreamYard. It's cool. Yeah, we'll think about it. Instagram, okay?
Now you can add in comments from Twitter on Restream as well.
Yes, on Restream. Yeah, we might be making that move. StreamYard, make us an offer. Make us an offer. Let's see who's in the chat. Coach is first in all caps. Salute to you, Coach. Thanks for coming through. Got a guy Noah in the house says, "What up, LBHT crew? Hope all is well for everyone. I hope Ravens give us a W for Christmas. Hashtag happy holidays." Yes, indeed. You know, I want more than that win. I want everybody to come out that game healthy.
Yeah, definitely.
That's my main thing right there. Yeah, I want to win. I always want to win. That's a big game. It shows who's number one in the NFL. But
right.
Like no matter who wins or loses, there's a good possibility that both teams will see each other in the Super Bowl. All right. I need my squad healthy. Wait, you don't think Niners gonna make it? We'll talk about it.
Going to the Super Bowl.
Oh, you might be right. You might be right. It might all fall apart in the playoffs. We'll discuss it. Okay. So, hey, what's going on, Jared Green? Salute to you. Thanks for coming through.
What's up, Jared?
Omar, tell me what's going on. Says, what's up, fellas in chat? I thought the Panthers are already tanking. Look, I put it in the topic. Right, I put it in the title. Are the should the Panthers tank? Should the Panthers tank? Look, I don't think they tank. Look, they just won. You can't say they're tanking coming off a win.
That's right. Big time win.
A huge win.
Yes. We're going to discuss all of that, right? I'm going to
shout out to unnecessary bluntness. He said Bryce Young had he got their quarterback benched and the coach on the hot seat. He got Atlanta in shambles with that win.
That's true. But it's time to tone it down, Panthers. It's time to tone it down. I'm gonna tell you guys why in the Panther section. All right, you got your 2 wins. You made your point. All right, now stop. I know you don't have a first round pick, but I'm gonna tell you why that doesn't matter. All right, we're gonna talk about that. Agnes, what's going on? Salute to you. Says happy Wednesday, all. Thanks for coming through. Pretty girl TLB, what's going on? This is a new face here. I don't recall seeing you in the chat, but thanks for coming through. Coach sent you. Oh, okay. Salute to Coach. Thank you, Coach. All right. Ryan C's in the house says, what's up, everyone? What's up, Ryan C? J6 says, happy holidays, LBHT family. I like the tree. I like the tree emoji. I like that. Bazel, what's going on? Coach sent me.
He didn't.
Coach says, Coach sent me.
Coach sending everybody. Thanks so much, Coach.
Thank you. What is that? They do that on Twitter. What's that called when you send somebody to another person's stream?
You mean on Twitch? Rating.
Twitch, yeah, rating. We're getting rated. D Weezy in the house. What's going on, D Weezy? Salute to you.
Weezy.
Agent E's in the house is LBHT. Let's go. Yes. I be saying what's going on. Says you can't play with my yo. LBHT just leveled up. Yes. I'm telling you, agent.
What's up, Marcus?
What's up, Marcus? Coach said though. That's what I'm talking about. I like this raid thing. We talked about this when we first started, right? This is why we like to move as a unit, right? The LBHT crew. You got coaches, people, right? You got Hendo's viewers. All of us, we move as one unit, right? So you go from one stream to the next stream, right? We support each other. When we're guests on other people's shows, show up, show that you're part of the crew, Okay, it lets the guests know, like, man, these people they're legit. Okay, I tell you what else is legit. This $2 donation from B Weezy. Appreciate that. It says you can't win without a first round pick or with Fitterer making a draft selection. One of those things is true. One of those things is true. Okay, the other one is not, and I'm gonna tell you why. All right, Malik B, what's going on? Coach sent you as well. Yes, yeah, we actually didn't we talk about that on Monday. Coach said he's going to send people over to our stream after the show. Thank you, Coach. Thank you. Appreciate
it, Coach.
Coach has done a lot for us, man. We really appreciate him. And make sure you're subscribed if you're not subscribed to Sip to Tally Films. All right, we do a show with Coach every Monday, the Ravens Roundup. You might have heard of it. Okay, us, OTR Mike, Hendo from the Row Pod, and Chris Just Joking from Deep Cover Podcast. Okay, we all do that. Okay, Killer Cam says, "Hola, Jose, mucho gusto, Brodny." He meets you every week for the first time.
I know. It's good to meet him, though.
There you go. Get a shot to Yolanda too. Z the Beast in the house. What's going on, Z the Beast? Rahib Ali says Lamar just got to do what he did to the 49ers the last time he played them. Yeah,
different quarterback this time, so we'll see.
It's different defense too. Fred Warren is
different defense, joke. Different quarterback. We'll see.
Yeah.
Lamar
Baseball life. Yeah, Lamar got it. Baseball life in the house. What's going on? Our guy Jeremy's in the house. Just Aloe, salute. He said, "Should said I appreciate you." Mr. Galloway, make sure you subscribe to our guy, Mr. Galloway. Appreciate you. Says he's in greetings. Yes. Wu-Tang. That's how we move. I told we're like Wu-Tang. We're going to have to come up with a name for our group, okay? Wu-Tang's already taken, so we have to come up with another name. Yes. Where is Hendo? What makes you think Hendo's going to be here?
That's what I'm asking too, Noah. That's what I'm asking too.
What did you hear? All right. Did we get everybody? Chris White says, gang, salute, Chris White. Thanks for coming through. All right, we got everybody, man. We got our shout outs in, man. 52 people in here already. Hit that like button. And if you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, okay? We have a goal here. 2,000 subscribers. If you can help us reach that goal by the end of the season, which will be the Super Bowl, okay? Super Bowl for the Ravens, all right? 2,000 subscribers.
That's the season every year. Super Bowl.
Yes, well, our season. All right. Look, people are already trying to see where they land in the points. Okay, they want to know. If you guys don't know about the point system, okay, we do it. Hendo does it. Coach Evan does it. All right. You get points by doing exactly what you're doing now. Typing in chat, donating, subscribing. So if you're not subscribed, that's an easy way to get some points. Signing up to our newsletter will get you 1,000 points, and you automatically enter our drawing at the end of the month, which will get you a $25 Amazon gift card. All right. The person with the most points gets to pick their prize within $70 to $100 range. All right. So great prizes around this season. Okay. So if you didn't get what you wanted for Christmas, right, at the end of the month, you'll have a chance to get what you want. Okay. So there we go. Yes, Agent E, you're number 9. Okay.
Well, Agent, I mean, you got to step it up, bro. Ask some questions, donate, sign up to do something.
Raven C, what's going on? Says LBHT. I would say OA, but Yolanda shows up more than him. Oh,
wow. We need to talk about that.
Man, look, OA's been he's been playing solid.
He's been playing pretty well.
I have no complaints about OA. I have no complaints about him right now.
I don't. I just want him to have a big game and we'll talk about it, but I want him to have a big game.
Yes,
that's the great thing when you spend a couple of years setting the bar real low. It's real easy to clear it in year 3.
Well, yeah. Look, it's not his fault they picked him too high. We thought he got picked too high. But
he didn't pick himself, so
yeah. I'm not. I mean, I'm mad at EDC. I'm not mad at him. But he's not playing bad. So we're gonna encourage him. He's on our team. We're gonna root him on, and I know he's gonna do well against the 49ers. He's due for a game.
I mean, is he lining up over Trent? Because he's not gonna.
No, of course not.
Trent.
No. We leave Trent for the big boys. All right, he goes to the other side.
Yeah.
All right, he's not ready for that. No. Anyway, before we get any more into that, because we got a lot to talk about tonight. Okay, Ravens, Panthers. John Morant is back. All right, he came back in a big way. Was it last night? The night before?
Yeah.
Last night.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about that. We got some big fights coming up this weekend and beyond. All right. So we got a draft, a special draft to do. Of the Dave Chappelle type draft. Okay. That's gonna be a little funny. But first, before we get into all of that, we like to start every show with a Black History fact. And B has a Black History fact.
He does.
He does have a Black History fact for you. All right.
Welcome to this week's LBHT Black History Fact. Guion Bluford was born in Philadelphia in 1942. He earned a master's in aerospace engineering with a minor in laser physics after attending Penn State, the Air Force Institute of Technology, and the Wharton School of Business at Penn U. Bluford joined the Air Force and trained as a fighter pilot, eventually flying 144 combat missions in the Vietnam War. In 1978, he was chosen to be a part of NASA Astronaut Group 8, and after a year and a half of training, he was officially designated an astronaut in the summer of 1979. 4 years later, he was aboard the Space Shuttle Challenger as a member of the STS-8 mission. During the mission, Guion and the rest of the crew deployed an Indian communications and weather satellite, conducted various experiments, and made observations on the effect of spaceflight. Bluford was the first African American to travel to space, and he did so several more times before retiring in 1993. During his career, Bluford logged over 688 hours in space. He was inducted into the International Space Hall of Fame in 1997 and the United States Astronaut Hall of Fame in 2010. Bluford's legacy in science and engineering lives on in Baltimore, at the Bluford Drew Jemison STEM Academy West, named for him, fellow astronaut Mae Jemison and surgeon Charles Drew.
I don't know what's more impressive, going to space or flying, having over 144 flights during the Vietnam War. Like that's a lot of missions.
Yeah. I'm going to go with space, though.
I am too.
I'm going to go with space.
Listen.
Like, there's only a handful of people who've ever done it.
How many people you know who've flown over war zones that areas that they're going to shoot at you 144 times and live to tell about it?
I don't know what he was doing over there in Vietnam. I don't know the context or the extent of those missions he was flying, but I know
he wasn't sightseeing.
I know he left Earth.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that the number of people who have done that is much lower. Very accomplished. What's going on, Engraven? Engraven says y'all should do a black and white NFL draft. Engraven.
Hi, Engraven.
Hang around for a little bit. That might be later on. Maybe. No promises.
We'll see.
We'll see. Clinton, what's going on? Says Yolanda B is back. Yes.
You gotta start up your channel so Clinton doesn't have to come over here to see you. He don't even like our show.
I did not gather that from his comment, but that's very nice, Clinton. I hope you're doing well.
Right. All right. Listen, let's get into it. Let's start with the Ravens. Let's start with the Ravens versus the 49ers. Okay, this is the battle for NFL supremacy. Okay,
by DVOA, it's one of the best regular season matchups of all time.
Wow.
Yeah, the 49ers. I think they had them as I could be wrong, but I want to say the 5th best offense in NFL history at this point. They're pretty high up there in defense as well. And, obviously the Ravens are very good. So yeah, one of the best matchups. And listen, the NFL needed it because they have been struggling with their primetime games so far this season.
They've been terrible. Just absolute snooze fests. So yeah, this is good.
Yeah. Now I hope I hope it lives up to the hype. I hope it's a good game, and I want both sides to come out healthy. I like playing a team when they're at their best. Right? I mean, I'll take any win, but I want to play a team at their best because I think we can beat anybody. That's just my feeling about it. I have my criticisms about the team. Most of it comes from the front office and the coach, right? But I think Lamar is the best player in the world. He's got some talent around him. He could use more. He could use what they have with the 49ers. But man, like the defense is legit. And even though they have all those weapons, Mike McDonald has been doing an excellent job scheming up things. I know it's going to be tough to stop players like Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, McCaffrey. I mean, Kittle. I guess I get disgusted every time I have to name all these players that they have on offense. It makes me sick, right? And Trent Williams, but their Achilles heel is the quarterback, and that's a big Achilles heel. Mm-hmm. All right. Yes. Look, I know he is a front runner for MVP, so it sounds funny saying, "Oh, well, how is he the weak spot when he's the front runner for MVP?" Listen, man, he's doing a great job. I'm not going to take that away from him. Right? He is a game manager, but he is the manager of the year. All right. I'll give him props for that. He's doing what he needs to do. But this defense, especially when games get ugly, that's when you start seeing a little bit of the real Brock Purdy come out. Okay. They had a 3-game stretch where they were losing to the likes of Cleveland, Minnesota. I can't remember the 13 they lost to. But it was ugly, and that was all because of Deebo Samuel being out, or McCaffrey, one of them. I can't remember which one.
It was Deebo and Trent Williams. Yeah.
So he needs all of that there to help him. Like not one person can slip up over there. So if we make one or two of those guys have bad games, it can get real interesting. And they don't throw the ball. They're last in pass attempts. Right. So really the focus is Christian McCaffrey. Would you say that, B?
Yeah, I mean, to an extent, I think that's where they're going to be very concerned about Christian, obviously. I kind of feel like this is one of those games that needs to be a throwback game for the Ravens defense back to, when they used to play the Patriots. They used to getting their receivers running free over the middle and those short routes and getting the yards after the catch and everything. And Baltimore would, crack a couple of heads essentially and say, hey, you don't want to come over the middle anymore, and get those guys kind of playing scared a little bit for the rest of the game and really slow that offense down. I think it might have to be something like that for the Ravens. Get a couple of big hits on Deebo if you can. A big hit or two on Ayuk and have them thinking twice. Roaming around where Roquan and Patrick Queen are, and Kyle. You frozen that? Yolanda, what are you thinking about the matchup here?
Oh, I have a lot of thoughts about this matchup. So, first, when I first saw the schedule, the San Francisco 49ers did not concern me all that much. Certainly, this is a great team. And as the season has progressed, I still wasn't all that concerned. And even more recently, I was more concerned with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And that was before Trevor Lawrence got injured, I guess, a couple of weeks ago. And he was playing through his injury.
Yeah.
That game concerned me more than this one. And while I certainly want to be respectful to what the 49ers have accomplished, because they are obviously they're 11-3, best record in the in their division, and I think in their conference too. So I don't want to minimize that. However, we cannot overlook the fact that their quarterback is Brock Purdy. And One thing, I was in a chat room, or I was in a stream yesterday. It was a 49ers stream. So I was just, I wanted to hear what they had to say and what their thoughts were about the matchup. So I took some notes, and I'd like to get your take on this, you and Jose and everyone in the chat. Just a couple of things that I took away from this particular stream. The gentleman said he called Lamar a weapon and not a true quarterback. He also said that he believes that the 49ers are going to win because the Ravens are a one-trick pony in terms of their offense. And every pass that Lamar throws is an adventure because of his inconsistency. And he cannot pass. He has no rhythm. He has the ball in one hand and the owner's manual in how to throw in the other.
Wow.
The last thing he said was, and so, yeah, these fans out here for the 49ers, from what I've heard, have been very reckless this week. He mentioned that Kyle Shanahan overpraised Lamar because Kyle said in a recent presser, Lamar Jackson is such a challenge because he can beat you with his arm and his leg. This person, the individual who's live streamed, he said, I absolutely disagree with Kyle Shanahan. Lamar Jackson should not be anything more than a Deebo Samuel.
Okay, so a couple of things. I wish I would have invited Jay in the Bay. He's a YouTuber, 49ers YouTuber. I feel like he doesn't have hold those same opinions, right? Listen, every fan base, including ours, you have reckless fans. Okay, I don't think those idiots speak for the whole fan base. But listen, you're gonna have people that think that comes out of fear. Okay, when you're playing a very good team, I mean, look, I just said it earlier with Brock Purdy. I mean, it's not out of fear, but that's how I feel. I don't think he's great, but I think those same fans right now, if you ask them about Brock Purdy, they will tell you, yeah, MVP. Oh, he's one of the best quarterbacks. They're going to defend their guy, but Brock Purdy goes out there and has one of those games that he had against Minnesota, right? You'll start seeing their true feelings about Brock Purdy come out, right? They're absolutely concerned about him. Oh, the Bengals, who they lost to, they got 31-17. They lost to the Bengals. All right. So during that 3-game winning streak, I listened to what they had to say about their team and what they thought about Brock Purdy. Okay. Lamar being a weapon and not a quarterback. What does that even mean? Okay, like I listen to those type of, I call them dog whistles, right? Because these are things that you use to describe black quarterbacks. A weapon, he can do everything on the field, but he's not a true quarterback. What's a true quarterback? Is what Brock Purdy's doing these check downs and doing these screen passes and letting your weapons do all the work for you. 30-second in passing attempts. That's a true quarterback.
According to this gentleman's stream yesterday afternoon, it certainly was, and that's exactly what he said. That's what he referenced, and I was really annoyed, and I ended up leaving the stream after, but I had to say something first. Whether they paid attention or not, who cares? I still had to say something, but absolutely, that's the barometer to which they measure success or the talent of a quarterback. Yeah.
The other part of it, Kyle Shanahan, they're saying, oh, Kyle Shanahan didn't mean those things. He absolutely meant those things. He wanted his version of Lamar Jackson. That's why he drafted Trey Lance. That's exactly what he was trying to get. Okay, they were already winning with Jimmy Garoppolo, right? They already went to the Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo. Before he got hurt, or when he came, what was it? When he came back, before he got hurt, yeah, they were already winning. So, he knows he can win with a solid quarterback. He wanted a game changer. The reason why they haven't paid Brock Purdy yet is because they still want a game changer. It's going to be real interesting what happens this offseason when Brock Purdy wants to get paid, deservingly so. When he wants to get paid and they don't want to pay it because they know exactly what he is.
Yeah, and then like you said, they traded a lot of assets to move up and get Trey Lance when they already had an established starting quarterback who they had already paid, in Jimmy Garoppolo. Brock Purdy. It's like a coach said it on his video. He is he's in the driver's seat of a self-driving car, right? He's just out there to not mess things up. You know, he's making easy throws and letting Debo and Ayuk and Christian and Kittle do the heavy lifting, and that's fine. The person who made those comments, you know, it's one of those things. You used to hear a lot of the same things about Cam, and it's one of two things: either he doesn't watch Lamar Jackson play, or he doesn't know what he's looking at. So his opinion doesn't really carry any weight. It's not an adventure. Every time he throws the ball is hilarious for one of the most efficient passers in the NFL. But, you know, like you said, Jose, it comes out of fear, it comes out of insecurity, and them thinking, hey, maybe we're not good enough to beat this team. And that comes from that 3-game losing streak where they had to rely on Brock Purdy a little bit more than normal, and he couldn't get it done. And so they're looking at a team in Baltimore who is arguably the most talented team in the league. And for some 49ers fans, they're like, I don't know if we're going to measure up. I don't think there's any real reason for them to be insecure about it. You know, have faith in your team, especially when you are going to be going against a Ravens team who may not have Ronnie Stanley out there.
Right.
You know, and you're going to be rolling out with Chase Young and you know, the other guy. It's going to be
we don't have Keaton Mitchell.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult for Baltimore to protect Lamar in this one. They don't have Keaton Mitchell, like you said, so you know they're missing one of the only other dynamic players they have on that offense, one of the only people who can really scare a defense. So, I mean, they're going to need a huge performance out of Odell. They're going to need, you know, some big-time plays out of Zay Flowers. And they're going to need Lamar to play mistake-free, which he normally does, but, you know, it's going to be very, you know, even more important in this one. But it should be a great matchup. I don't know. It makes you look bad when you have to tell so many lies about the other team to get yourself pumped up before the game.
Oh, one more thing, because I forgot to do this. My camera went out for a second, but D Weezy donated during the Back History Fact. I didn't read it. He says, I got more points than Jeremy, just like the Panthers having more playoff wins than the Cowboys this century. Wow. Shots at the Cowboys. Man. And real quick, look, if you want to know how to get your donations through, okay, this is how we do Super Chat. Right in the corner there, $sign LBHT Show. That is the Cash App. Also, the pin link that you see in the chat box will take you to our Stream Elements page. Both ways, you leave your donation, leave your comment, and we'll get a nice little animation right here. Microphone Man will salute you, okay? And I'll read your comment on air. All right, that's how we do it. And of course, as you can see, it doesn't matter when you send it. We can play that anytime. All right, they don't go away. And also shout out to Job Bigby over on Facebook for showing us some love. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody over there. All right. Appreciate our two Twitch viewers. Okay. Thank you very much. All right. Listen. This is a game, like you said. You don't need to be fearful, or you don't need to think, oh, maybe we can't win. Of course you can win, but we can win too. That's why this game is so exciting, right? But this is a game you should just be able to sit back, watch the game, enjoy it. Win or lose, you're still the best team in the NFC. We're still the best team in the AFC, right? Or at least one of the best. I personally don't care about being number one seed, but both of our teams are in the playoffs. Save all that nervousness for the playoffs, because when you have to see the Cowboys again or the Eagles again, you said you're muted.
They're not worried about seeing the Cowboys again.
Well,
I mean,
or the Eagles,
especially not in the playoffs.
Yeah, whoever, right? Like the playoffs is a different animal, and that's when you want to see what happens if Brock Purdy can raise his level of play, right? Like you had great success with them. I know you guys might think, well, if he didn't get hurt last year, well, he did. You guys were in the Super Bowl before, but you lost, right? You keep coming up short. You're in Super Bowl before that, and you lost to us. Okay. Listen, one game at a time, but this is a game I think you can just enjoy it and just, hey, may the best man win. Right.
Absolutely. I will say that the other loss, Jose, you were asking about the San Francisco. The other loss was to the Browns, and another
Yes.
AFC North type style of defense that, you know, I don't think that the NFC is accustomed to on it, you know, just by virtue of their scheduling. So now you're bringing the Roquan Smith, you're bringing the Kyle Hamilton, you're bringing the Patrick Queen, you're bringing this dynamic into the NFC that they're just, I don't want to say not prepared, and I hope I'm not speaking, you know, I hope I'm right that our defense really does hold up, because we've been pretty good, pretty solid for the majority of the season. A game or two, they were a little lackluster, just not up to the A+ grade that we're used to seeing them. But for the most part, this is a defense that holds its own. And if they are able to continue to stifle a young, because we can't forget Brock Purdy is still a young, and in terms of experience as a starter, he's still a young and almost inexperienced starter in comparison to the defense who have had multiple years in the league when you're talking veterans on that defensive side of the ball. So hopefully that will be enough to rattle Brock Purdy, get him out of sync, get him out of rhythm. And hopefully that will be enough, because you definitely have to contend with Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle. You've got all of those weapons that you have to contain. But I think it starts that if you can get Brock Purdy off of kilter, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's going to be wild if they lose to 3 out of the 4 AFC North teams.
Right.
Yeah. Beat us the Pittsburgh Steelers. Damn sure.
I know. But Steelers fans will argue you got us early. That's all that happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Listen, like I said, they're a very talented team. Okay. No need to take shots at Lamar. Like, you wish you had Lamar. Your coach wishes he had Lamar. He tried to get Lamar Jackson on his team.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he tried to do. All right. If the league wasn't colluding to freeze out Lamar of a major contract, he'd have been front and center trying to get him.
Yeah.
All right. Listen, saying he's a weapon and not a quarterback, that's a joke. All right. Whatever he is, I'll take that over what you have. Right. And if y'all don't win the Super Bowl this year, you're gonna want that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just didn't like the insult. Because I felt that it was very disingenuous, because we all know what Lamar can do. Mm-hmm. We all know what he's capable of. We know what he does on any given Sunday, any given week. He's been consistently putting the team on his back several times, several games, several years now, and being able to show you time in, time out, I can carry the load. And to undermine that and to just not give respect where it's due, that bothered me.
Yeah. But you always, like I said, you're always going to have idiot fans. They're going to say things that's a troll, and that's all it is. You know, sometimes trolls have a bigger voice than others. Sometimes they have followers, but they're trolls nonetheless. And that's all it is. Like, obviously at this point, it's a tired argument. Anybody that's making that argument, that comes from a place of insecurity or ignorance, because they don't actually watch these games, right? They might watch their team and they're just buying into certain narratives that they hear on certain stations or whatnot, and they go off of that. But look, we'll find out. We'll see y'all Monday.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, anybody who is arguing that Lamar can't play the quarterback position or isn't a real quarterback is just too stupid to be part of a conversation.
Facts.
That's really just all it is.
Facts. I mean, look, over the offseason when the Ravens are acting like they didn't want to pay him, there's a narrative going around, even in Baltimore. Oh, well, Tyler Huntley, we be fine. Tyler Huntley, we don't have to pay that. And I see people in the city that would parrot that, and I just knew not to waste my time talking football with them. As soon as they bring up Tyler Huntley, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. So anyway, I'm not gonna talking to you. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna waste my time with you. If that's what you believe, then you don't actually watch these games. You're just listening to 105.7 with those idiots over there, right? Fine. Listen to those dummies. You know, go ahead. Yeah, we got Tyler Huntley. If we had to go in the season with Tyler Huntley, everybody would be fired right now. Everybody, including EDC. Okay, you think they didn't know that? Of course they knew that.
They knew
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Felipe, what's going on, man? It says if Lamar beats Purdy, he will win the MVP. I don't know. You know, that's kind of. I'm a little surprised by the MVP talking Lamar this year because I was certain that most people would just be like, no, he's not the MVP. He don't have the numbers. But a lot of people are making the argument for Lamar Jackson in the media, which kind of surprises me.
I'm not surprised. I mean, he's been playing great, obviously, but I mean, they beat the brakes off of Detroit and Seattle when people thought those were kind of top teams, and obviously they've only lost 3 games.
Yeah.
They're the top team in the AFC, which is a much better conference than the NFC. And you know, you got to look at the team and say, hey, what's the reason? And it's obvious that the reason is Lamar. So,
and the primetime games help too, right?
Yeah.
Beating Jacksonville, having Chris Collinsworth, you know, I don't like Chris Collinsworth, but having him make those comments that he made, like, you know, he was saying it. He's just like, look, you know, the numbers don't show up, but watch him play. Like this is why he needs to be in a conversation. Look at how frustrated the defenders are that they can't get their hands on him. And he always makes the big plays at the right time, right? And if we do it again on Monday night, that's another primetime game that everybody's watching, and they're all gushing over Lamar Jackson. That you know weighs favor on these people that are voting for MVP.
Yeah, but just because he doesn't have the numbers is the reason that I'm thinking he won't be. Yeah, he won't be selected as or voted as MVP. And I know that there are other ways that you can certainly achieve that, but I do think that it's heavily weighed by, you know, passing yards, rushing yards, how many. So, and because his numbers aren't up there with some of the other quarterbacks, I don't know.
Yeah, just Aloe says Baltimore is 70% black, but 105.7 out there being Fox 45 or Outkick. Yeah, there's a couple people on that station that I like. I mean, I don't listen to that much radio anymore, but there's a couple people over there I like. But you know, there's a couple people I have a problem with. One of them being that racist cop Ed Norris. Ed Norris used to be a commissioner over here, but he went to prison. He was a corrupt cop, and then you know, he tries to tell his business story about how he got railroaded and whatnot. No, he's just a dirty cop, a racist cop from New York, but he lives out here and he's always, you know, spewing racist stuff on the radio. But you know, he's a Ravens fan. Get the hell out of here. All right. What
does he have to say about Lamar?
I mean, I haven't listened to them recently, but I know when he first came out, he was one of those people. He wasn't a Lamar fan. Listen, that certain element of Baltimore weren't Lamar fans. Okay, the element that's married to Jameson Hemsley and still roots for Flacco, even though he's in Baltimore. That element. There's a lot of those people that listen to 105.7 and felt the way that Ed Norris felt. But you know, when you win MVP in your second year unanimously, you got to keep quiet, right? So that's where he's at with it.
You know what really hurts Brock Purdy in terms of the MVP, though, to me? It is the fact that Christian McCaffrey's lining up in the same backfield as him. Because, yeah, Brock Purdy's leading the league in passing touchdowns by 1 or 2. Mm-hmm. Christian McCaffrey's leading the league in rushing by like 250, 300 yards. And Christian McCaffrey has over 20 touchdowns, you know, or 20 touchdowns, I believe, on the season, you know. And you watch them play, and it's, I don't want to say that he's never made a good throw, because obviously that's not true. I mean, everybody in the league makes good throws at some point, right? But like, I don't remember ever coming away from a 49ers game remembering something that Brock Purdy did. You know, it was all the play that Christian made. It was all the play that Debo made. It was all, I mean, it was a lot the defense did. But it was never something that Brock did, except for during that 3-game losing streak where he was throwing terrible interceptions. But I mean, that you know, everybody goes through their slumps. But I'm saying I don't remember the highs for Brock Purdy, because the highs are, hey, I completed a 7-yard pass to a wide open Debo Samuel and he ran 60 yards. You know?
Listen, when Debo went out during that 3-game stretch, they looked awful. I don't even want to say this because Christian McCaffrey has an extensive injury history, but if anything would have happened to Christian McCaffrey, game over. The jig is up.
I told Joe when he was in Carolina, he is not injury prone. He does not have an extensive injury history. He has a I'm kind of hurt and this team is trash history. And for what? I'm not saying that he quit on the team, but it's like if you're still kind of hurt and your team has 5 wins and it's not week 7, why are you gonna come back? You know, you got 5 wins in week 14. You're like, I don't see the point.
If anything happens to Christian McCaffrey, or a team figures him out in the playoffs, y'all in trouble. They do. Listen, Kyle Shanahan has done a masterful job with Brock Purdy, hiding him behind all those weapons. He's last in the league in passing attempts for a reason. He does not want that man in a shootout. Right, he doesn't have to when he has somebody like Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel and Ayuk. Right, like he doesn't have to take too many deep shots or even short passes. He can just hand the ball off, do a little screen, do a swing pass, something short that's high accuracy, low risk, and you can make get big gains that way. But if a team slows down Christian McCaffrey, and they put some points early, trouble.
Yeah, and look, for San Francisco, they made a couple of bets, right? They bet on Trey Lance, and they lost that one, But they also bet on Brock Purdy now, and the bet they made on Brock Purdy is that he's just a little bit better than Jimmy Garoppolo. Because you remember it was the same scenario. I mean, they didn't have Christian McCaffrey, but they had a lot of weapons on that offense. They were run by Kyle Shanahan, and they got to the Super Bowl, and they lost the Super Bowl because when it came down to it, Jimmy Garoppolo couldn't make the one throw that they needed him to make. Right? Yeah. They're betting that Brock is a little bit better than Jimmy, so if we get in the same scenario, he'll make the one play that we need him to make. I don't think it's a great bet, but hey, I mean, good for them for having a backup plan for when Trey Lance failed, though.
Derek says, so Brock is Jimmy G. Listen, I don't know if you guys remember when Jimmy G first went to San Francisco. They were calling him a top 3 or top 5 quarterback in the league off of 2 games that he played the year prior, right? Yeah.
Could lose.
Yeah. He didn't do anything, and they were hyping him up. And yeah, look, you can't take that away from him. He got to a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Right. He didn't play awful, but yeah, I think, yes, I think Brock Purdy is Jimmy G, but he has a lot more weapons than Jimmy G had, right? At Jimmy G's height. Yeah. So, and again, man, like if Brock Purdy wins MVP, look, it's no hate. You got the numbers, you're manager of the year. You did what you needed to do. It's just going to be real interesting to see what happens in the offseason, what they're going to want to pay you, because MVP coming off an MVP season, right? You can't get no Daniel Jones contract, right? Like, that's going to be a real awkward situation where it's just like, come on, man, that wasn't you, right? Well, I got the numbers, and I know teams are going to want to pay me. I got this MVP trophy, right? Yeah. That's exactly why the numbers, you can't just look at numbers, because you can argue numbers all day, but when that team has to commit money to the quarterback and have to, I don't know, let Brandon Ayuk walk, maybe or Deebo Samuel, or they can't bring back Kittle, right? Mm-hmm. You have to start letting some of that talent out the door, because gotta pay the quarterback. How well do you think he can play then? How much do you think he's worth then?
But it's the same thing. Like I said, you can't just look at the numbers. Jared Goff had great numbers in with the Rams as well. They got to the Super Bowl as well, and they got to the Super Bowl, and Sean McVay looked at him and said, "Not this guy." Shipped him out and got himself a real quarterback and immediately won a championship.
Yeah.
Right. Some guys are in situations that manufacture production for them, and then some other guys are in situations where they have to get everything themselves. So the numbers aren't as pretty, but if you watch them play, they're obviously superior players, and that's what you've got with Brock Purdy versus Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. All right. I see the comments in here. Look, keep putting your comments in there, even if we don't read them. All right, you get points. Okay, points turn into prizes at the end of the month. All right, so keep the engagement up, keep the likes up. All right, we got 90 people in here. All right, if you're new, hit the subscribe button. Okay, we're trying to hit 2,000 subscribers by the end of the season. But I do want to pull up this comment here. And by the way, I gotta say, if you have to have your comment read, all right, the best way to do that is our version of Super Chat, $ LBHT Show. Okay, that's our Cash App. Also, that pin link in the chat box takes you to our Stream Element page. All right, you can leave your donation both ways. Leave your comment, and Microphone Man will let me know that I need to read that. All right, but I do want to read this comment from Spooky J as we segue into the Panthers segment. All right, Spooky J says, "What's up, LBHT crew? Already in mock draft mode, but I think my computer is busted. For some reason, I can't find the Panthers' first round pick." Well, Spooky J, the Panthers do not have a first round pick, but I contend that they still should be in tank mode. Okay. I changed my mind after they won this past weekend. Okay. I went from no, win as many games as you can. Don't let Chicago get the number 1 or number 2 or 3 pick. All right. Win. You're not tanking for anything because you don't have a first round pick. D Weezy said earlier, if you don't have a first round pick, you can't tank. But you're wrong, because you still have a second round pick. And the number 1 pick in the second round is pick 33. Okay. You're almost in the first round. You're 1 pick out of the first round. And if it's a lot of talent in this draft, which I'm hearing it is, talent is going to fall, and you'll be able to get somebody really good. You'll be able to get a first round talent. Also, you can trade. It's easier to trade from the first pick in the second round up to, I don't know, 23, 24, 25, in the first round. So you're in good position right now if you keep that first pick in the second round. So I say keep the tank alive. Also, I want to read this from Anonymous. Shout out for a $10 donation. Thank you. It says, get the tips flowing. Yes. I forgot to mention, okay, 87 people in here. Ladies and gentlemen, Christmas is coming up, but there's another day, a celebration after Christmas. December 28th is my brother's birthday. Yes.
You gotta have a party. Celebration.
Yes, it is going to be Brian's birthday
every day.
Yes, indeed.
And shout out to Tyrone.
Oh, thank you, Coach. Coach is anonymous.
For our $10 Patreon tier. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Hey, salute, Tyrone. Salute. I used to have an animation. I gotta fix this. It used to be like little fireworks or something when somebody signed up for Patreon. But shout out to Tyrone. Listen, what better gift than a LBHT Patreon? Okay, every year people get you gifts. You remember you get those gifts as kids, and you're just like, that's not really what I wanted, right? You put it to the side, and then a couple months later, after you're done playing with your nice shiny toy that you really wanted and found out it wasn't that good, then you pick up that gift that your mom gave you, or aunt or whoever, and you play with that all year round, right? Or you use it more than anything else, and then you're like, man, this is actually the best gift out of everything. Well, that's what you get over here at patreon.com/LBHT Show. Okay. We give you access to our Discord, which is a lot of fun. All right. We have some fancy football leagues going. We got the dynasty leagues, basically keeper leagues, right? You own a team. Okay. We have the overtime show, which everybody loves. Okay. That happens right after the LBHT show. We talk about anything and everything. Okay. We always have a topic or two to get the conversation started. And Usually it trails off into other things. But tonight, the topic is going to be, there he is. Jonathan Majors got booted from the MCU. All right. There are talks of replacing him as Kang. Yolanda, I know you don't watch the MCU, but you kept along with the conversation. Jonathan Majors has been fired from Marvel. Okay, he's been fired from Marvel. Now there's a question because he was the main bad guy. He was supposed to be this Thanos, right? This story arc. And now, do they keep Kang? Do they replace Kang? I'm not sure if you saw in the picture. That was a Photoshop picture of Denzel Washington playing Kang. Okay, people are saying maybe Denzel should be there. Maybe Giancarlo Esposito, Gus Fring from Breaking Bad. Maybe he could play Kang.
Well,
right?
He's interested in playing Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom. Okay.
Just talking about John Boyega maybe coming in.
That's why I wanted to replace Chadwick Boseman for Black Panther.
Yeah,
John Boyega. But
they
turned it down. Yeah, we'll discuss that
because the most important thing right now is, as Jose mentioned, my birthday's coming up, and we need to hit that $3,500 donation goal to get my Apple VR come January 1st. I know this is a giving community, and I'm calling on you to give now. Okay.
Anyway, Panthers.
Wow. Anyway, he said.
Do you agree? Do you agree with my argument that the Panthers should continue to tank?
I'm going to say yes in this particular season. And the reason for that is you're not building anything this season. The players really enjoyed that win, right? They were celebrating, and it had been a long time since their last win. They started out, 0-7 or whatever before their first win. So yeah, I mean, they kind of obviously are being frustrated. They wanted to get out there and prove they're professionals, essentially, and finally beat another professional team again. But it's not something that you can build on going in the next season, because presumably you're going to have a new GM, you're going to have an entire new staff, and you're going to be rebuilding this roster. So it's not a situation like if this were, I was going to say if it was a first-year head coach, but it was a first-year head coach. But if it was a first-year head coach who you were retaining for year two, you would say, hey, yes, play as hard as you can, try and win every week, and try to build something going into the off season, into those mini camps and into training camp, and take it in the next season, build on that. But you're going to be hitting reset at the end of the season. You're starting from scratch all over again, and hopefully with an actual O-line, and we'll see what they can do next year. So yeah, I think it's imperative for them to have to get the highest draft picks they possibly can, because you can make the argument that they need 5 new offensive linemen. They need at least one decent receiver. They need a tight end. They probably need another running back. They need help all over the defense. So they have to have as many assets and as many high value assets as possible. And again, that win over Atlanta is not doing anything for them. But the silver lining here is that they don't have to tank, because they're bad enough that they will just lose on their own.
Yeah. But go ahead, Yolanda. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, I'm usually not one that believes a team should tank. But I will say this. What I'm concerned about is obviously everything you mentioned, Brodny, the needs of the Panthers. But I'm also concerned, too, with your franchise quarterback's confidence and his ability to believe in himself, especially coming from, didn't he play in Alabama? Wasn't he the QB for Alabama, Bryce Young? And then coming off of a winning season in Alabama. And then you move immediately into the NFL. And oh boy, it must be me because we can't win a game. So I don't want him to internalize that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the backup Trey Lance now to the Cowboys. The 49ers invested heavily in him to get him. And look where he is now. He's backing up Dak Prescott. Yeah. I'm sure he's taken a hit to his pride and to his confidence. Like, Am I good enough to really be a starting quarterback in this league? Do I have what it takes? So to answer the question of whether they should tank, I don't really endorse it, but I might make an exception here just because I worry about, the quarterback's confidence level.
Yes. Everybody agrees with me. I like to see that. Hey, it's my friend Erica. What's going on, Erica? She says she'd like to see John Boyega fill that role. Yes, John Boyega is a excellent choice. I wanted him to fill the role of Black Panther. All right. I sent the email to the execs at Marvel Studio and they ignored me. But, John Boyega as Kang, that would keep my interest. I haven't been interested in this storyline. We'll discuss that in the overtime show as well. I've been very disappointed with what's going on so far. I think this whole story is ridiculous. Okay. Replacing Jonathan Majors is not going to be an easy role. He's an excellent actor. Okay. But so is John Boyega. All right. Okay. You all agree with me. This is easy. Okay. Tank and keep. Who do you guys play next week? Or this week coming up?
Who do they play this week? Let me check real quick here. They are playing. Let me see his schedule. They've got Green Bay, and then at Jacksonville, and then home for Tampa.
Listen,
where are they playing Green Bay?
They're playing at home for Green Bay.
That's a winnable game. Green Bay is not looking good. They're starting to make us believe, and then they just fell off all of a sudden. Tyrone says Panthers need to go back to the way they started and go with vet free agents. They need to start building their team. You have your quarterback. You need to build your team. That first round pick, that's a blow, but that's one pick, okay. And you have you have the number one second round pick, which you can get a lot of talent. Look, one of the free agents that you're talking about, that Panthers fans are saying they need to get is T. Higgins. He went in the second round. All right, so that second round pick is not nothing, But the second half of D Weezy's comment from earlier was that, hey man, you got Scott Fitterer, them picks don't mean as much, and I can't disagree there. The other thing you need to do this offseason is fire Scott Fitterer.
Yes, should have done that one already.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Who are you picking in that game?
I'm picking Green Bay, obviously.
They
didn't score a touchdown beating Atlanta.
Yeah, but defense.
Yeah.
I'm picking Green Bay because I want them to look. You got your 2 wins. You proved your point. All right. Chill. Tank from here on out. Okay. You're almost there. Don't get all prideful and say, hey, we're going to do it to build momentum or anything like that. Just take your L's, go to Cancun and let the offseason play out. All right. Is it B? Is it time do we have to go to court now?
They have 16 touchdowns this season. Offensive touchdowns, Carolina. 11 passing and 5 rushing. I'm not picking them to beat anybody.
We didn't pick them to win this past week.
Yeah.
And they did.
They did because it was a monsoon.
Okay, we'll take it.
No. They won because they wore the black uniforms.
That also. They need to wear that every week.
Yes. All right. Well, you can't put that up yet, B. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the court of public opinion. I got to get the gavel sound. I keep saying I need to do that. I have not done that yet. Hold on a second. Let me make sure I got everything set up. The court of public opinion. All rise. The court of public opinion is now in session. Who do we have on the docket, B?
On the docket today, we've got Tommy D. That's Tommy DeVito, starting quarterback of the New York Giants, versus his agent, whose name I did not bother to learn because he has been demoted.
Well, I just call him. I call him the Riddler because of that green suit he was wearing. This one right here.
Oh, let's have a look at that. Oh my.
Would you call him be the Dick Tracy
look.
villain?
He looks like one of the henchmen from Dick Tracy. That's a look. But how about this one?
You know what?
How about that one? You like that one? You like that pinstripe?
The green one, Brodny, I think you're right. The one with the green suit, if you can put that one back, yeah, that one. And you said that one reminds you of
the Riddler. He's the Riddler. You know? But I also have to mention, I didn't get his name, but I can look it up. But he won the some Italian American Man of the Year award, right? Or Agent of the Year. He won some. He won some award.
He definitely made that up.
And I just wonder, you know, after this, are they planning on taking the award back depending on the outcome of this trial? Okay, because listen, his agent he's been a little sloppy, huh?
Sean Stellato.
That's the agent.
Yes, Sean Stellato.
A lot of DeVito Stellatos and tomatoes. Okay, so here's the headline. Here's what's going on. Let's take this down because the bottom part I need to read as well, B. But Tommy DeVito, men's fences with pizzeria owner. DeVito also has hired a new agent, freezing out Sean Stellato. Oh, there's the name right there. I could have just read that. Now, this came from Pro Football Talk. Now, the reason why I screenshotted the whole thing, even the correction at the bottom, is because, you know, this came from Pro Football Talk, and that weasel, Mike Florio, always likes to mislead people. So I just wanted to add the context here because Twitter / X pointed it out. It says the headline of this post is potentially misleading. Like I said, within the article, it explains that DeVito simply hired a marketing agent while keeping his current agent, Sean Stellato, which is not what the original headline in this post, freezing out, implies. Right. So I wanted to make sure that that we put that in there because he's not fired. Because the original post made us believe that he got fired, right? Yeah. But what did he do? Here's what he did. Let's read this article. Okay, I don't care about your opinion, Florio. The Giants quarterback has mended fences with Coniglio's Old Fashioned of Morristown, New Jersey, after agent Sean Stellato apparently reneged on a deal to appear at an event on Tuesday for $10,000. Stellato, that's a lot of money. Stellato allegedly doubled the price after the Giants beat the Packers last Monday night. Okay. Okay. All right.
DeVito said it was really important to me. There was a lot going on at that time and a lot of people doing different things as part of my team. Some things slipped through the cracks. And as soon as I was made aware of it, which was Monday when it hit my phone, that's when I was like, we need to go in there, meet Nino face to face, set things right, eat the awesome pizza, and have fun.
Okay. All right. Listen.
Paul Schwartz, then the last part was about him. It says that DeVito has hired a marketing agent, relieving Stellato of that specific aspect of his duties on the player's behalf. So he is still negotiating his on-field contract.
Okay. Now, B, you're going to be the prosecutor. All right. I will defend the Riddler, I guess. Somebody's got to defend the bad guys.
I was going to defend Sean Stellato.
Oh, okay. All right. You know, cool. Give me a break from the criminals for once.
Criminals, you say.
Okay. All right.
A member of the family, I say.
Okay. Here's how it works. Yolanda, you're going to be the judge.
Okay.
You're going to be the judge. And the chat is going to be the jury. All right. You're going to put at the end, once we finish making our case, you're going to put whether you think he's guilty or not guilty. This is the court of public opinion where your opinion matters. This is where you judge people and decide if they're guilty. Okay. Anonymous says, fun fact, Panthers are 2-0 in the black helmets and only one opponent has faced them in those helmets.
Damn right.
So you just need to play the Falcons again.
Yeah.
Every week.
There you go. Thank you, Anonymous. Appreciate the donation. All right. So listen, this guy's he's a slime ball. Okay. $10,000 is already egregious. All right. It's a pizzeria.
He's a starting NFL quarterback.
from their hometown. Okay, the old neighborhood. Okay, you don't steal from your people like that. Okay, $10,000. All right. I don't know how much this pizzeria makes in a week or a month. That's a lot of money, right? But they banded together because one of their own, Tommy D, from the neighborhood, okay, from the block, okay. They want to support him. They want to give him an endorsement because nobody else is giving him endorsements, okay, because he shouldn't be out there on the field, all right. But they said we're gonna support our guy and this guy because they had a win. They got a win, right? Said the price of the bricks gone up. How dare you? Disgusting. Okay. Breach of contract. Okay. That's a breach of contract. If you look, the agreed upon price was $10,000. Okay. And that's what they're gonna pay. Then you turn around and say it's $20,000 now. No. We agreed to $10,000. All right. So he is guilty. He's trying to breach the contract. Thank goodness Tommy D didn't go for it. All right. That's the real hero here. Okay. What say you, B?
I say be careful who you're calling a slime ball because my client Sean Stellato is headed to the National Italian American Sports Hall of Fame. Okay. He's a great person. Okay. And a great representative for his people. All right. And his people being Tommy DeVito, all he's doing is looking out for that young man and that young man's future because, I mean, listen, Tommy's a great story, okay? We all love that he went out there and he's winning 3 games. He's flying by the seat of his pants. He's eating cutlets and pasta outside the stadium. He's got his mom doing his laundry and all this stuff. That's great. It's fantastic. He ain't a long-term starting quarterback in the NFL, not in the National Football League. No, sir. Okay, Daniel Jones coming back next year. He's probably not going to be on that roster. He's not going to make it anywhere.
Whoa. Order, Chris White. He says Tommy D is a wild pause. We will have order in this court, sir. Okay, there'll be none of that. There'll be none of that in this courtroom.
And listen, my man Sean, he saw an opportunity. Green Bay is one of the marquee franchises in NFL history. You know, that's one of the first things that you see when you put on NFL films, you know, when they're playing the real, it's Vince Lombardi out there on the frozen tundra. You know, you see news doing the Lambeau leap. You know, you got Brett Favre, you got Bart Starr, you got Aaron Rodgers. It's nothing but legends over there. And you put them on prime time TV, and Tommy DeVito goes out there and gets the win.
Counsel, I just have one question. What was the reason for the change? If the contract was already written.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that you were on the prosecution's team as well. I'm getting.
She's trying to get clarification.
Right? Okay? I'm getting. You don't interrupt opening statements. My goodness.
Bailiff, if you'll see him out, put him in contempt of court.
Back in the deck against our man Sean. Listen, wow. He saw an opportunity that said, "Hey, this guy is a bigger star now. More people have seen him play. More people, you know, he's got an extra win on his resume. That 10K ain't gonna cut it no more." Okay, and years down the line, when Tommy DeVito's NFL career ends, begins and ends in 2023, he's going to appreciate that extra 10K that Sean got for him, right? But he's riding that wave right now. He's not thinking about the future. He's thinking about the moment. He's thinking about the PR of the second. He's thinking about right now and saying, "Oh, I don't want people to turn on me." Nobody's going to turn on you. Like, they don't like you. They're laughing at you.
Objection. That's speculation.
No, it's not speculation. Okay, we all laugh at him.
Sustained.
I know that for a fact. I know that for a fact that we all laugh at him. But he's
oh, you mean everybody here? Oh, okay.
Yes,
oh,
he's not. He's
sorry.
not. This isn't a story that ends with a movie about how you used to bag groceries and then you turned into an NFL Hall of Famer. That's not what this story is. This is a sideshow. Okay. This is a sideshow for the New York Football Giants, who had no hope at that spot.
Okay,
right. So they just throw the undrafted. I'm not finished yet. They throw the undrafted free agent out there.
Yeah, I mean,
nobody said anything to me about no time. Okay, now you're breaching contracts over here. You're trying to come in with stuff after the fact, right? You can't be doing that. And I'm saying he's after this season, Daniel Jones is back, Tyrod Taylor's healthy, or even if they move on from Tyrod Taylor, they get another backup in there. Tommy DeVito ain't making that roster. Tommy DeVito is going to be calling up the other 31 franchises, and they're all going to say, no thanks, you're yesterday's news. Tommy DeVito going to be playing in the newly merged USFL, XFL Spring Football League, and Tommy DeVito ain't never going to see a $10,000 check again in his life.
Okay.
Sean was looking out for Tommy and Tommy's future, and Tommy hung him out to dry. Why isn't Tommy on trial?
Okay.
Well, I want to know.
So
I just still want to know what was, because you haven't addressed it, counsel. Thank you for the, elaborate.
I addressed it very clearly.
You don't even know what I'm going to.
You asked what the change in the compensation. I addressed it very clearly.
The reason for the
my
change
man needs more money. He ain't gonna make it in the NFL.
This is your fault here, B. This is your fault right here. Okay, Brodny is team's 2-hour stream. Okay,
never.
Okay, all right. Okay, let me address what you said.
You want the bail to remove somebody? Bazel. That's disgusting.
Where's Nightbot? Get some order in here. Look, his story isn't written yet. Okay, it's not written, and no, it's not. It's not a foregone conclusion that he's going to be on this team. In fact, I will argue that he will absolutely be on this team. Let me remind you that this is the New York Football Giants, who when the former coach Ben McAdoo started a black quarterback for the first time in their franchise history, he was immediately fired. Not at the end of the season. He got fired the next week.
They didn't fire Brian Daboll for starting a black quarterback. I'd be suing them.
Well, that was our necessity, right? Like that wasn't two healthy quarterbacks, one white, one black, and we'll start the black one.
They had Tommy DeVito.
Order. We're gonna have some order, some semblance of order here. One at a time, please.
Thank you. I think there's a high possibility, and especially since he's from New Jersey, he's likable, and owners, as you would know, being a Panthers fan, owners don't do things that are sensible.
Here come the personal shots. But you know what? That's okay. You take your personal shots, because I'd like to introduce into evidence this quote from Chris White. What pizzeria y'all know got $10K for a walkthrough? Okay, Sean knows these people. Sean knows what these people are about. He knows they got an extra 10 laying around. It ain't a big deal.
Right. The neighborhood gathered the money to support Tommy D. He understood that. That's why he went and honored the original agreement. Okay. Now B. I halfway agree with you, right? Yes, you wanna make sure Tommy secures the bag, because he's having his Linsanity moment, his Jeremy Lin moment, right? And you wanna capitalize on that. I'm fine with that, but honor the agreement for this pizzeria, and then when other deals line up, you say, hey, listen, you can't do the 10,000 like I did for this pizzeria. The prices went up, okay? And then you agree 20,000 or more for the next appearance fee for your other engagements, but honor the original offer, the original agreement for them.
If Sean's still out, first of all, how many judges are in this clip that's playing in the background? Because it looks like several. But that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. I'm sorry.
I'm not sure where this is at.
If Sean Stellato is guilty of anything, it's being overzealous in his defense of his good friend, his family, Tommy DeVito. Okay. He's saying, you know what, man, we don't know that there's going to be another pizzeria. This might be it. All right. There probably wasn't a pizzeria before this one. Okay. I bet you it was the first one. And he said he probably had to work real hard to get that number up to 10K, because I tell you, that is a ludicrous number. It's a ludicrous number to have this man come and eat a slice of pizza. But you know what's even more ludicrous? 20K. Not going to be another one. So I need to get the cash now.
So let me ask you something.
Yes.
Okay. Who was it? Chris White is insinuating that this pizzeria
he's not insinuating anything, sir.
He's suggesting, okay, that maybe this pizzeria is getting their money from activities other than the restaurant business.
Objection. You gonna let that slide?
Basis. of the objection, counsel?
He's over here. He's over here.
We will not
Accusing
entertain
this
speaking
pizzeria of
objection.
illegal activity.
Exhibit B.
There
Spooky
it is.
J.
There it is. He tried to leave it unsaid, but Spooky J got no tact, no nuance to him, and he just put it out there. Y'all saying because they're Italian, they're the mob. That's what y'all are saying. I am disgusted.
If you're suggesting that that this pizzeria, this family-owned business, honest business, okay, is getting their money from other than legal activities, why are you negotiating with them? One, and two, why are you trying to shake them down for more?
I would answer the why questions with Exhibit B, because this is who you're talking about. Okay. Nobody said that he's the best agent in the world. I have not accused him of that. I've accused him of caring too much.
And maybe please revisit Exhibit A. and what is the meaning behind Exhibit A here?
that my man got style. Okay, that's Exhibit A.
You know what he's saying right there? He said, "Don't mess with me. I know people." Okay, ask around the neighborhood about Sean. What's his last name?
Stellato.
Yeah.
He's not even prepared. He don't even know who he's arguing against. I win by default. Goodness.
Okay, all right, ladies and gentlemen, guilty or not guilty?
Let's hear from the jury, ladies and gentlemen. Please cast your verdict.
I do agree. Your job is to get your client the most amount of money, but I mean, you already set a price, man.
And listen, you all are making wild assumptions without seeing this contract. You don't know that the extra $10K was for the appearance fee. He could have said, "Hey, that's for me on the side over here. That's for setting it up." You know,
but you didn't present any evidence.
It's 10 to Tommy. It's 10 to Sean. That's what we talking about. I'm saying that you haven't presented any evidence that he changed the contract.
Here's another thing. Here's another question I have. This is another question I have, because Tommy didn't know about any of this.
He sure didn't.
So, was it 20,000 for him, or was 10,000 for him? If you get what I'm saying.
That's all right. You presented no evidence. You presented no evidence that he changed the contract.
The evidence is he asked for 20,000 and Tommy
don't know what he
said,
for.
What are you talking about? I heard 10,000. I didn't know about this.
He said he heard nothing. So I'm going with my man Jeremy Miller, not guilty.
Hold on. Listen. Get your votes in. Guilty or not guilty? Come on, we got 70 people in here. All right. Put it in the chat. Guilty or not guilty? D Weezy says not guilty. Just Aloe says Tommy D's agent Chase Yusuf Hawkins guilty. All right. Mistrial. Get out of here. Bailiff, get this man out of here. What do you mean mistrial? You don't vote mistrial.
You can't vote.
If you can talk over the judge, call the judge by her first name, then I most certainly
know your honor, no respect.
No rules that you've not been following.
You got no rules in the court.
What did coach say? No decorum in here.
No decorum. Right. Absolutely no protocol. No decorum. So I most certainly can cast a vote.
Christopher Wilson said is guilty. Not guilty. Let's see. DB said, "Wait, got switch. Can't be on the same side as Jeremy." Oh man,
I see 3 not guilties.
Tommy's innocent. Guilty. Tommy's innocent. Tommy's not on trial. Agent E. Okay, like the Riddler. His name is Sean.
Always got to be a contrarian.
Tommy got the fist tapping his phone. Yeah. Okay, all right. This not guilty came from the defense.
Not guilty.
Guilty on my side. Okay.
3 times right there.
No. That's okay. Here we go.
Look at this corruption.
We'll even it out.
My God. Wow. I think I know what's going to be on the court of public opinion next week.
All right, Your Honor. What's the final verdict?
Guilty.
Guilty.
Breach of contract. breach of
shame.
contract. There
A
should
damn
not,
shame.
if the original agreement was for a certain dollar amount, we should absolutely have stuck and stood by that. There should have been no amendment
Not guilty.
there should have been no amendment to this contract without the consent of both parties.
Right.
We don't know that the other party didn't consent.
You don't even
all
tell
that,
your
all that happened was Tommy heard about it and said no. We don't have any evidence that the pizzeria said no.
Hold on. Let's read this part of the article. It was really important to me.
He allegedly doubled the price after the Giants beat the Packers last Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Shall I read that one more time?
Read the part where it says the pizzeria did not agree.
Look. This part right here is what bothers me. Some things slipped through the cracks, and as soon as I was made aware of it, which was Monday, when it hit my phone, that's when I was like, we need to go in there
and make it right. That's
right. So you went ahead and told them, yeah, we're gonna need $20K. In fact, before you talk to Tommy and say, hey, let's go get some more money out of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the restaurant said kick rocks, you don't even tell your client that he missed out on $10K.
Tommy got a lot on his mind. He don't need that kind of stress. I'll tell you what.
Now has a guilty verdict.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah, he's got to wash the dishes. He's got to take out the trash.
He doesn't have $20K for going to a pizzeria, does he? He ain't gonna get it with his new agent either.
He ain't got $10K either. Thanks to Sean.
Ridiculous.
All right, that is it for the court of public opinion.
Brodny, don't
taking this to appeals court on a Sunday night over on the Road Pod.
All right. Look, because we're coming up on an hour and a half. We still got some stories to get through here. Look, you guys like that segment. If you have anybody that you want to take to court, that you want to put on trial, all right, you can DM us, you can email us, okay. Anywhere that we have social media, it's going to be at LBHT Show, like it says down at the bottom. Okay, Twitter/X, TikTok, Instagram, all that, everything at LBHT Show. If you want to email us, LBHTShow@gmail.com. Okay. If you can't remember any of it, just go to your Google and type in lunch break hot take, and it will take you someplace where you can get in contact with us. Okay. Let us know who you want on trial for the next show. All right. And we will put them on the docket. Okay. Submitted questions, B.
I just want to read something real quick. As accomplished as he was as an athlete, Stellato has proven to be even better as a sports agent. Stellato serves as the president of his own company, SES Sports, and has represented a number of well-accomplished NFL players, including Joe Villano, Ryan Allen, Alfred Morris, Sean Drone, just to name a few. I hear no nonsense about
Sean Drone from like 1997
about strong-arming pizzeria owners from any of those guys. Okay,
listen,
y'all set my man up.
Accomplished athlete. Being a loan shark doesn't make you an athlete.
Y'all set my man up. All right, and we're gonna move on to submitted questions right now. Terrible. Y'all are terrible.
Sean Drone. We were in high school last time he played.
And you know what? You ain't got to worry about Sean Drone because Stellato was his agent. He's doing just fine. All right, from Jeremy. Is this current Pistons team going to be the worst NBA team ever? The Detroit Pistons are currently 2-25. Pretty bad. But there are a couple of teams who I think were probably worse. And both of them played in the city of brotherly love. The 76ers went in 1971-72, I believe it was, went 9-73. And then the Sixers said, you know what? We gotta run that back for the new generation. In the 2000s, they had a year where they went 10-72 with Elton Brand and some other guy, Tyrese Thomas, I believe, was on that team, and they had some decent players. They didn't win no game. Nerlens Noel was out there, and then the other one is the Charlotte Bobcats. I want to say it was 2015-2016, I believe was the year. but somewhere. Well, no, it might have been a few years before that.
Yeah.
But it was a shortened season. They only played 66 games, but my guys managed to lose 59 of them. Okay, they went 7-59, and they were rewarded. They were rewarded with Anthony Davis. Oh wait, no, they weren't. That pick went to the Pelicans. And the Bobcats ended up with Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, and then fast forward another decade, and here they are still.
Okay, I'm going to disqualify them just because it was a shortened season. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, they were going to catch fire.
They might have won like 3 more games.
And won 4 of those last 16.
The other one that was back. I'm going to disqualify that one too because that was during an era where I don't think players took off nearly as much, right, as they do now. And they're not showing back then. They're not showing any team any mercy, right? Like those teams wanted to win all those games. Now, players go on. They have their low management. They take days off.
No. 2015, 2016.
For what? Bobcats?
For the Sixers, 10 wins.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. But listen. It's not just the losing; it's how you're losing, right? Like I've never seen a team being blown out so bad that the star for the other team can go put on his street clothes, grab his kids, and watch the game like a regular fan. Like he showered too, by the way. He didn't just go and just throw his clothes on real quick. Like, let me go shower. Let me put my favorite lotion on, put some cologne. I might do a post game interview right now. Even though the game's going on, I'm gonna grab my kids. They want some snacks, so I gotta go get some popcorn and everything. We do all of that and then just chill and watch the game like he bought a ticket because they demolished them by like 60 points. When have you ever seen that before?
I mean, I don't tend to watch teams that are that bad, so I don't know. This is a pretty disgusting situation they got going on in Detroit. I'm just saying it may not be the worst ever.
Yeah, but it's up there.
It's very, very much up there. I don't know how you win 2 games after you play 27.
All right, what's the next?
Just by accident, you think you would probably get a couple more than that. Yeah. But on to number 2. Thank you, Jeremy. From Jay, could Chuba Hubbard be RB1 next year if he continues this run? Yes, pun intended. And if we add one through the draft, bless your heart, Jay. Forever the optimist. Chuba Hubbard is a backup running back. And anytime you have a team this bad, somebody inevitably kind of steps up and has a kind of a career year or plays slightly above average and the fan base loses their mind because they haven't seen anything even approaching professional level play all season long. That's kind of what's going on with Chuba Hubbard right now. He's not a bad running back, but if he's your running back number 1, if he's your starting running back, you're still in trouble in the run game.
Now, who would you compare him to on the Ravens?
I feel like, I mean, I don't want to say it. I feel like you're looking for a particular answer there, but
I'm asking because look, Yolanda doesn't watch Panthers games, right? But I want to get her opinion on this, but I'm trying to make it more, relevant.
Okay. So, I mean, I guess I would compare him to a younger Gus. He goes out there and he kind of, he has some good games. He has some bad games, but he's not anything special. He's kind of getting what's blocked. Maybe every now and then he'll break a couple of tackles, have a nice run or anything, but he's not a special player by any stretch of the imagination. Chuba Hubbard was drafted in the 4th round out of Oklahoma State. He was their backup running back last year, and the plan was for him to be the backup to Miles Sanders this year. Miles Sanders got his money and decided he didn't want to play football anymore, so they put Chuba Hubbard in, and he's been doing okay. So yeah, I mean, I guess he's sort of like a Gus Edwards for the Panthers right now.
All right, so what do you think, Yolanda? Like, if I mean, we've had these conversations before with the Ravens where hey, Gus Edwards, he's doing pretty well. We don't need to go and get another running back. This is their version of Gus Edwards. What do you think about that?
I mean, I like Gus Edwards. I do, but he's just not running back number one. Yeah. By default, he has become running back number one. But certainly, if I had to choose, he would not be. And so translate that over to the Panthers with this guy. I mean, if this person is going to be your running back number one and he's comparable to a younger Gus, you're in trouble. You're in a bit of trouble. Then your run game is still going to be a little bit subpar if he's running back number one. Now, if he's just a depth piece, no problem. That's good. Absolutely. I thought you were going to say someone, Brodny. I thought you were going to say like a Justice Hill.
I see. I'm not a Justice Hill hater like you. I quite like Justice Hill.
Justice Hill.
I was actually reaching back a little bit. I was thinking like Buck Allen, players like that. But I mean, Gus is fine enough for the comparison. I think that the situation Carolina finds themselves in right now, where they have more holes than picks and probably money as well. They need to focus on the O-line. They need to focus on wide receiver. They need to get some help on defense. So running back is probably way down the list of priorities I think that they're going to address. But he may end up being the number one running back by default, just because, hey, maybe we'll get around to drafting a running back in the 5th or 6th round, and they're not able to beat out Chuba Hubbard. Probably not even Miles Sanders. But eventually, and by eventually I mean no more than 1 year later, they are going to have to address that position and upgrade it, because he's not good enough.
And for the record, I don't hate Justice Hill. Mm-hmm. I just was very dissatisfied with all of the fumbles early on in the season. Mm-hmm. We will see now that we are minus Keaton Mitchell and Justice Hill's number is likely to be called.
Hey, you come crawling back to Justice now, huh? Y'all got a little taste of speed in Keaton, and you thought you might be able to walk out on Justice.
Really sit him on the back bench. Listen. Not give him a second glance, right?
All roads lead back to Mr. Wonderful.
I'm not gonna lie. Keaton Mitchell got in the game. I was just like, yeah, let's cut the rest of these bums now. Okay, like we got Keaton Mitchell, and let's get maybe one of them can stay and back him up, but he's our guy. And then as soon as he went down, I was like, Justice, let's go. Come on, wake up, let's go.
I like that, Jeremy. Justice for Justice Hill.
Jay says, I asked because I want us to get Braylon Allen from Wisconsin, or Raheem Sanders from Arkansas, or even Jordan Brooks from Texas. Well, listen, man. Right there. But we need multiple offensive linemen, and we need a couple wide receivers and a tight end before you even think about addressing the running back position.
All right, B, we gotta pick this up. We're over an hour and a half.
Okay, well, I mean, we don't have. You say pick it up. I say start cutting. We can just cut some stuff.
Was that no? We had another submitted question, right?
Yeah, we got one more. But this one, it's fine because it leads right into what we wanted to talk about.
Cool.
This one from Just Allo. In honor of Rashard Mendenhall and Garnett West, who's on your all-white football team, offensive and defensive linemen excluded?
I didn't see what Garnett said about this.
I don't know,
but okay, all right. This is the Dave Chappelle draft. I'm not sure if you've seen that skit, Yolanda. You don't really watch TV. This was one of his famous skits where he did the race draft. Right. Pretty funny. So yeah, Rashard Mendenhall yesterday on Twitter said that basically white players can't play. They can't play NFL, and a lot of NFL players they had fun with it, right? It was, they made a joke of it. So they players were doing their all white team versus all black team. Now I gotta tell you, that all white team, pretty good. Minus cornerback. All right, or secondary.
Yeah.
Like Will Compton said that they pretty much been phased out. But people were coming up with some names there. Now, I should have screenshotted what they said because we're not gonna go through this whole thing. But some of the names thrown out there for an all-white team. At quarterback was Josh Allen, right? And Joe Burrow.
Can't stay healthy.
Yeah, turnover machine can't stay healthy. Okay, all right. I was gonna say, Cam Newton 2.0. All right,
No,
and Joe Burr.
Cam never turns the ball over like Josh Allen.
That's true. That's true. Okay, but two good quarterbacks there. Two good choices at quarterback. Wide receiver, you had Cooper
Slim
Kupp.
Pickens.
No, well, Cooper Kupp is a real good one.
Yeah, he is.
That's
He's
a
an
real good one.
excellent receiver.
Now,
Who's your wide receiver too?
Well, I heard Will Compton. I heard a couple other people throw this guy out there, and this is where it got bad. They said Adam Thielen is your number 2. Adam Thielen cannot be your number 2.
But he is. Who else?
What's his name?
What, Alec Pierce?
Yes, Alec Pierce.
Alec Pierce ain't good.
Would you rather have him or Adam Thielen?
Right now, today, I'm still taking Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen, he out there getting his first downs at least.
Hunter
Hunter Renfrow would be my actual answer.
I was gonna say Hunter Renfrow.
He's been kind of phased out under the Josh McDaniels under the Josh McDaniels era, and I haven't seen him really reemerge since Josh got kicked out. Yeah, see,
right.
Adam, he's still getting it done. What little he can do. All right.
Christian Watson is not white.
No, you can't just. That's box score scouting right there. He saw his name was Christian, and he said, "Hey, you gotta be."
I have a 70% chance of being right here. Yes, Renfro. So that's not bad. That's not bad. Now, tight ends.
I mean, killing it at tight end.
Huh?
Absolutely killing it at tight end.
Killing
you got
it.
Travis Kelce,
George Kittle,
Hawkinson,
a healthy Mark Andrews.
Guys got it. Yeah.
Mark Andrews. I mean, you take your pick.
Right? I mean, you could put one of those guys at wide receiver.
Slow down. Slow down.
Kittle could play. He could get on wide receiver.
I don't think he can. He's not fast.
Laporta, yeah. I mean,
Laporta. Luke Musgrave.
They have a lot. They have a lot of tight ends. Okay, they're questioning that position.
Hey, Yolanda. You know who I didn't hear anybody say?
Yeah.
Hayden Hurst.
I had forgotten about Hayden Hurst.
Ironically, so is Hayden Hurst.
Somebody got blocked.
I know. He had is it amnesia?
Yeah, PTSD.
Nah.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Time out.
I forget the exact.
There's a white dude named Khalil Green. Is this right? I need somebody to confirm this. Please tell me. Please tell me this is true.
Khalil.
Somebody Google this. I need to know this. Just Al would be the one to call this, to point this out.
Not David Njoku.
Well, we didn't get to the black team yet.
Okay.
Offensive line. I mean, look, they have really good offensive linemen too. Okay, who was it? One of the Kelsey, Jason Kelsey.
Yeah, but he that's how I said excluding the offensive and defensive lines.
Okay, excluding offensive defensive lines. Okay, all right.
Obviously, a running back. You got Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
No argument there.
Yeah, defense.
Who do we have in the secondary?
That's where they had the problem. That's
Jason
where they had
Sehorn.
Yeah.
Adam Archuleta and Eric Weddle.
He's a baseball shortstop. His name is. Oh, okay. All right. Harrison.
Yeah,
yes.
Harrison Smith.
Still really good.
Yeah.
It's a very short list.
It is.
Where did the Polynesians go? They don't go anywhere. Not in this competition. Not in this one. This is black versus white. This is what
I know. I understand, but the way you said it was very exclusionary. Over on Steel Conspiracy, we decided that Puka Nacua could fill in at wide receiver.
I disagree with you.
I was going to mention Puka Nacua earlier, but I said I don't know.
No, I don't agree. No polys in this one. Sorry. Okay, so we got Harrison Smith playing all the positions, I guess.
I was going to say if you included the Polynesian players, the white team might be third out of three.
Yeah.
Well, no, because the Polynesian players wouldn't have any quarterback.
Yeah.
It'll be Marcus Mariota.
Yes, no Puka in this one. They don't get Puka. Sorry. Secondary, they're gonna struggle.
He went to
Linebacker.
BYU.
Who's the safety? Poyer. Is he white or is he mixed?
Nope.
He's mixed. Oh wow. Tried. Okay, listen, you're
There's no depth there. There's no depth.
You're stuck.
At defensive back.
Well, that's what we were talking about. If you had seen the skit, they were making deals, right? Like Tiger Woods got traded to the white team in the Dave Chappelle draft. So this is where the white team would have to come out and be like, "Hey, we get Pat Mahomes, right? Or like Jordan Poyer. They got to start wheeling and dealing to fill some of these slots."
I think they could have made an argument for Pat Mahomes before the quarterbacks show came out, but Pat Senior is having none of that.
There's a McCaffrey got to play safe.
You gotta play safe.
A corner. Matt Milano at linebacker. Who else?
Very short list.
Yeah, it is. I don't know how Jack Campbell's been doing this year, but I liked him coming out.
Listen, man, like they're gonna struggle on defense. Their edge rushers, they're gonna be straight. They got the Bosas. They got TJ Watt.
TJ Watt.
Yeah, Max Crosby.
One of those gonna have to stand up, I guess. One of those guys have to stand up and play. Now, okay, over to the black team.
But that's the thing. Like, it doesn't matter who they have at edge or the linebacker, because you can't get to the quarterback faster than Tyreek Hill can run past whoever you put at corner. Like, none of those receivers will even have to. There won't even be any route running. It's just straight sprints.
Right. Yeah. We'll sit here and have a whole argument about who should play wide receiver: Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Adams. I mean, listen, take your pick. Okay, tight end. This is going to be a struggle here because who's the tight end? They have all the tight ends.
Kyle Pitts,
David
Njoku, the reinvigorated Jimmy Graham.
QB's Lamar and Pat Mahomes. T. Higgins. He might be the odd man out of all these wide receivers.
Oh, no,
Isaiah Likely.
I didn't want to say Isaiah Likely, but I said, listen.
Yeah, it's not looking great, but it doesn't matter because we have all the wide receivers. Defensive side, I mean, again,
that's a monopoly on the defense.
Take your pick. Roquan, Fred Warner, all right.
Jalen Ramsey, Sauce Gardner at corner.
Yep.
Whoever else you want. I mean, you can take anybody.
Safety, Byard is up there. You want
Marcus.
You got Marcus Williams. You
Kyle Hamilton. You got old boy from the Chargers.
Marcus Peters.
Oh, Derwin James.
Yeah. Anybody.
Look, Waller and Njoku. Yes.
Waller can't stay healthy. You
can't
take him over Kyle Allen.
Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
But the reality of this game is the black team wins 150 to however many points the white team can score, because every single drive would be one play because they cannot cover the receivers.
Yeah. But it was fun. Okay. All right. Now let's keep it moving. Let's do combat corner because we haven't done that in a couple of weeks. All right. Combat corner is back. We're gonna make this quick because we are almost at an hour and 45 minutes, and this is hashtag no 2 hours over here. Okay. Yeah. No. Where's my combat corner thing?
What?
I don't see it. Did we erase it?
No, we kind of that one got erased.
All right.
Oh no, it's right there. I put it back in.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. So I know you don't watch UFC, Yolanda, but there was a fight this weekend. Keeping on with the black versus white theme here. Okay. Kobe Covington is look, we call him a racist. People will argue that he plays a character, and he does. He plays this super mega guy, right? He's all about Trump, and he doesn't like illegals and all this stuff. And yes, I believe he's playing a character because in UFC you gotta play a character in order to get attention and in order to make money, right? And characters that people hate, generate clicks and views and hopefully into buys and making money and all that stuff, right? The problem with that is when you play the bad guy, yes, it can be lucrative, right? But you got to win. And he doesn't win. Okay. So, and all his losses always come to the black men. Okay. he lost twice to Kamaru Usman, once got his jaw broken. And this fight, which he didn't deserve. These are title fights, by the way. This is for the welterweight title. He didn't deserve this fight. We actually argued with Sutton on this from Purple Wayne podcast last time he was on here. Covington is a good fighter. Don't get me wrong. He's a good fighter, but he's not a great fighter. He's not on the level of the top welterweights.
He's an all right fighter. He's a tier two fighter.
Yeah, he's somebody. He has a lot of stamina, and like he outworks the other guy. That's always been his old thing. Yeah, he's a great tryhard, but he's not a great talent. And this fight, it was pretty one sided. He didn't get knocked out. He went the distance, but he didn't pose any threat. He just got worked the whole fight, and it wasn't competitive whatsoever. Yeah.
And the thing about it was, like, not only is he a massive racist, he also went after Leon Edwards' father, who was murdered, and kind of involved him in the trash talk, which obviously Leon did not take very kindly to.
Yeah.
And he talked about it, and after the fight, Leon was very emotional and saying how that really got to him, and it took him a bit to kind of calm back down, and he just wanted to make sure that he didn't like take that emotion into the fight and kind of make mistakes, essentially, right? Because that's what Covington's trying to do. He's trying to get in his head, get him off his game, get him to go in there and just throw his game plan out of the window and just try to hurt him, right? And then maybe he'd get lucky.
Yeah.
But he didn't do that. He dominated Covington, and Covington got on the mic after the fight, and everybody booed him. All the people who had been cheering him minutes ago. But yeah, like as I said, he's now 0-3 in
title fights,
championship fights.
Good.
So hopefully that's the last we've heard of Colby Covington.
Good. Hopefully so.
Yes. All right. And just real quick, big fight this weekend. Okay. A lot of heavyweights. You got Anthony Joshua fighting. You got Deontay Wilder. You got Daniel Dubois. And you got that cheater. What's his name? Jarrell Miller. He's tested positive for steroids 3 times.
Okay, well, I mean, Tyson Fury tested positive too. You don't introduce him as the cheater
3 times.
I mean, I think it was only once for Tyson, but then he went on a 10-year sabbatical. But
that's a mild way to put it, Brodny.
Dimitri Bivol also fighting on this card. So it's a stacked card over in Riyadh. That's on Saturday night, December 23rd. So it's a kind of a must-watch event. Boxing doesn't have a lot of events like this. Boxing doesn't have any events like this where you have multiple headliners on the same card. So that's going to be special to see. But I maintain that the bigger fight is happening a few days later, Tuesday morning, December 26th, over in Tokyo. Naoya Inoue, the monster, is going up against Marlon Tapales, and he's trying to become the undisputed champion in a second weight class. He's one of the best fighters in the world. So if you can only watch one, I would say watch Monster Inoue on Tuesday.
Now I had to put this disclaimer out here that B is obligated to say that because he just came back from Japan. And before he went out there, Naoya Inoue, that's his name. He is a Japanese fighter. That's why these fights happen Tuesday morning. It is nighttime for them over there. And we did a live stream on our other channel, Ring Kings Podcast, after he knocked out Fulton, right? And even though we all like Inoue, it wasn't enough praise. And the comments and just people just talking us down, saying we don't know anything about boxing, even though the people that are telling us that we don't know anything about boxing clearly don't know anything about boxing. They're just Inoue fans. They were going at us, okay? And I'm pretty sure when people was in Tokyo, they were giving them looks like, oh, that's him right there. They're walking up to him, hey, you good? Yeah. How's Inoue? Right? So Inoue fans, Okay. Yes. Yes. He is great. All right. We want no smoke with you guys. Okay. But check us out, Ring Kings Podcast. That's our boxing channel. We can discuss more of this with our brother OTR Mike. Okay. We didn't cover the Devin Haney fight, but we'll mention it on our next video. There'll be something coming out discussing all these events that are happening. All right. Okay, let's keep it moving, B. We got about 5 minutes. We got to get up out of here.
Yeah, we got the picks and then we
Rapid
got
fire.
All right, picks. Let's go.
Rapid fire.
Where are the picks? Did you put them in here? You did.
I did. No, I did.
Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. So starting on Thursday, we have the New Orleans Saints at the LA Rams. Taking the Rams in this one.
Me too.
Yep, Rams.
Saturday, Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has lost, I believe, 3 in a row. They're starting Mason Rudolph. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the Bengals.
Bengals for me.
Likewise.
What's up, Danity?
Hi,
Hey,
Danity.
Danity.
Thanks for coming through.
Buffalo at the LA Chargers. The Chargers fired their coach, but they also lost Justin Herbert, so they're not going to get the benefit of that, and Buffalo wins.
Buffalo.
Yep, Buffalo.
On to Sunday, we got the Colts at Atlanta. Atlanta coming off of what could have been a season-ending loss, but I think that they bounce back with Taylor Heineke and they get the win over the Colts.
I got the Colts.
I have the Colts.
Seattle at Tennessee. I don't even know why Tennessee plays every week.
Before they just become like completely irrelevant, Tennessee, come on, get it together. Win one more game, Tennessee, please.
We got Detroit at Minnesota. Minnesota, they dashed whatever goodwill they had when they benched Josh Dobbs, so I'm taking the Lions.
Likewise.
Yeah, Lions.
Washington at the New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers is not coming back. Washington may be starting Jacoby Brissett, and I'm going to take Washington on the road.
I got the Jets.
I have neither, but if I have to pick one, let's go with the Jets.
All right, next up, Green Bay at Carolina. I'm taking Green Bay.
Green Bay. What's your score?
Green Bay 27, Carolina 13.
I think it's going to be 13-6 Green Bay.
Green Bay 21-14.
Okay. Touchdowns.
I'm giving you 2.
Yeah.
There you go.
Cleveland at Houston. CJ Stroud is out again, so I'm taking the Browns and Joseph Flacco.
Yes, likewise.
Yep, same.
Jacksonville at Tampa Bay. It's still the Baker Mayfield show, so I'm still going Jacksonville. I'm picking a lot of road teams.
Oh, I think I'm taking Tampa Bay there. I'm taking Tampa Bay.
I'm taking Jacksonville.
Arizona at Chicago. I think that Justin Fields and DJ Moore continue to gel, and they get the win.
I got Arizona.
I'm going to take Chicago.
Dallas at Miami. I mean, Dallas was such an embarrassing disappointment last week. I don't think that I can in good conscience pick them. I'm taking the Dolphins.
Yeah, at Miami, I got the Dolphins.
Dolphins.
New England at Denver. Taking Denver. No explanation required.
Same.
Likewise.
Monday, on Christmas Day, the NFL got 6 teams out there away from their families. But they're starting off with the Las Vegas Raiders at the Kansas City Chiefs, taking the Chiefs and taking the Chiefs big.
Yes.
Yep, Chiefs.
Tommy DeVito and the New York Giants at the Philadelphia Eagles. And now that we know what kind of snake Tommy DeVito is, I think Philadelphia gets back on track with their first win in their last 4 games.
I'm taking the Eagles.
I got Philly.
Y'all laugh, but you agreed. Baltimore at San Francisco, the game of the week, maybe the game of the season. That's going to be Monday night at 8:15 Eastern time. I'm going to be taking Baltimore. I think that they're going to struggle in protection, but that will kind of just force Lamar to use his legs, and we know he's the best in the league at that. So I'm going to take Baltimore in a win 34-24.
Ooh.
Ooh, I was right there. I was with you. Baltimore, I was thinking 34-20. I want a commanding win from Baltimore because I'm tired of the San Francisco 49ers fans. Some of them, not all, but some of them. So I'd like a commanding win.
I'm going to say Ravens 27-17. All right. That is it.
Confident in your team, Jose, but that's all right.
Look, that's a good team out there. Okay. All right. B, this is going to be a lightning fast trivia time. We didn't get to basketball. I'm just going to say it real quick. John Morant's back. He won the buzzer beater. There we go. We did our NBA segment.
Boom.
Okay.
All right. So, question. Since we've been talking about some of the worst teams of all time, I figured I would ask, what team in NFL history threw for the fewest touchdowns in a season? Obviously, after the forward pass was legalized. Don't get smart in the comments. Fewest touchdown passes in a season. Who was it? And bonus points if you can tell me the quarterback who threw them.
You got 1 minute, okay? And then we got to wrap this show up. And we're going to be going to the overtime show. 1 minute, okay? And we're going to the overtime show. And what are we discussing in the overtime show? Jonathan Majors is out. Denzel Washington or other actor in? We're going to be discussing. We're going to discuss that whole situation with Down. What's next for Marvel? And we'll probably talk some more football or whatever comes up in the overtime show. Something interesting always happens in the overtime show.
Yes.
Okay, and if you want to be a part of that, patreon.com/LBHT Show is how you do that. Okay, right there for you. Patreon.com/LBHT Show for as little as $5 a month or $10, like our newest patron Tyrone did. In fact, Tyrone signed up for the $10 tier. He's going to get one of these nice shiny coins. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That was our old logo. Okay, that was our old logo. This is a vintage coin. Okay. So you can get one of these. And you also, we got to give them the link. Well, the link to the Discord is in Patreon. Is pinned in there. So yes. Come hang out with us. All right. Do we have answers?
We do have answers. And we have 3 correct answers. I was just giving away the points there.
Nice. Using the Google this time. Getting better at it.
So the answer is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who threw 3 touchdowns in 1977.
Whoo!
Ouch.
3. And here is the list of the other teams. Tampa Bay's on here a couple times, as you see. But the Baltimore Colts made the list as well, throwing 6 touchdowns. But that was only in 9 games, so it doesn't really count. And I thought I had the other picture in here, but I guess I don't. The quarterback who threw those touchdowns went by the name of Gary Huff. They played 4 quarterbacks that year. Okay. Gary Huff threw 3 touchdowns and 13 interceptions. Randy Hedberg.
Speed us up, B. We got to go.
Threw 0 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. And Jeb Blunt threw 0 touchdowns and 7 interceptions for an unbelievable total of 3 touchdowns to 30 interceptions on the season for the 1977 Tampa Bay Bucs.
All right, y'all. That is it, Yolanda. Thank you so much for coming through. Appreciate you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the overtime show that's starting now. B, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out with us. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on your way out, and we will see you next time. Peace.